Hi, everybody. Well, Carnival has made something very, very clear that they are not going to loosen the rules on smoking. And guess what? They're going to include vaping in that. So yes, right now, currently, you can only smoke or vape in designated areas on cruise ships. Sometimes you're allowed in the casino, sometimes you're allowed in a cigar lounge. Other than that, it's usually on an open deck in a designated area, not everywhere on the cruise ship. And that's so you don't bother the other cruisers. Some people who are really allergic to smoke and stuff like that and really bothers them. Not to mention, most people who don't smoke don't want to smell like smoke, and yet you can still indulge in your habit if you want, because there's designated areas to do it. It's like drinking. If you want to drink, you can go to a bar and drink. It's perfectly good. So they've said also vaping. You're not allowed to vape other than in these locations. And some people are really complaining, saying, hey, vaping is safe. Vaping doesn't put this smell out there. It's like bubblegum flavor and things like that. And it's much better for you, etc. It's the healthy smoking. Well, first of all, that's a debate because there's a lot of scientific things out there that are saying vaping may become the smoking of the future. We don't know yet until a generation goes by who have been vaping and we see the effects, long-term effects, right? It's like in the 40s, smoking, we used to send cigarettes to our soldiers because we thought it would benefit them. And now we know that it's not exactly the healthiest thing in the world. Well, they claims of that is not necessarily an easy fact, because yes, some vaping smells like bubblegum and cotton candy, and others smells like marijuana. There's various things that you can put into vaping. Not every one of them are pleasant to people to smell. So are you going to regulate the vaping by smell now out there? I don't know. Can you do that? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And people also say it doesn't bother anybody. I don't know about you, but it kind of bothers me a bit. I have had people sit down beside me in a park bench, take out that vape, and all of a sudden this big plume of smoke just covers in front of me. Yes, it didn't smell like a big puff of smoke from a cigar or something like that. But I mean, it just came right in my face. The guy was completely rude. Didn't give a damn that he was sitting beside somebody else on a park bench. And I imagine there will be rude people on cruise ships too. Let's face it, not everybody is polite to everybody everywhere. Not everyone has a sense of, hey, maybe I should watch this because I might be disturbing a bunch of other people. Let's keep it to myself. If anyone's been in a movie theater lately, you know what I'm talking about. It just seems like manners seem to be going out the window a lot in a lot of cases. And so, yeah, Carnival's come out and said, no, you're not going to be allowed to vape anywhere else except in the smoking areas as well. And I kind of agree with this, just for that fact of, it is something that is, what? Are we going to just start allowing, if you can vape, if they say vaping is not smoking, so you can do it anywhere, do you want to have 7 or 8 people in the theater while you're watching a show, blowing that plume of vaping smoke in the theater while you're trying to watch a show? Do you want somebody vaping at dinner while they're waiting for dessert? Do you want this sort of thing around? I don't know. I don't necessarily want my kids to watch people vaping. So, my 8-year-old or 9-year-old to do this, because I don't want them to think that that's a cool thing to do and want to do it in the future. I think the less things we put in our body, the better off we are. And that covers a lot of things, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think Carnival's on the right track. I hope really nobody changes this, but I know they're under pressure to. I know a lot of activist parties are trying to get the cruise lines to change this, and I think it would be detrimental to a lot of people's enjoyment on the cruise. Remember, you know, everybody can be great, and then you have one person in the crowd doing something that annoys everybody around them. It ruins the experience for everybody around them. And unfortunately, that's the case. There are people out there who just don't care what anybody else thinks, what anybody else is doing, what everybody else is paid for. It's all about them. And unfortunately, that's where they will take advantage if we opened up vaping and smoking to everywhere. We would have to deal with those people over and over again.